Sometimes it feels like the world's moving on, or it feels like I'm already gone. Some say that's just a sign that it's right before dawn. I say the only way I can describe it is sometimes I'm watching my son on his bike and I feel like a ghost on the lawn. I feel like the host and the best of me fed something else and I'm fit to be pawned. I feel like the very last fish in the pond. And tonight they'll be flooding the valley and I'll be alone in the reservoir, endlessly carrying on, deathless and bound, down to a depth I attempted to sound until I thought maybe my sound was gone. Held in a prison whose walls my fists have been pounding on, whose CCTV turned to a live stream soon as the stream of the reservoir split the walls. And I didn't make waves or a scene, I kept my head down and I drowned to embrace it all. Found what was left of myself caught up in a tangle of trees and debris when the waters receded, and maybe I'd needed that all along. Maybe my peace is the breath of relief in the break of a song. Maybe I'm right at the peak of my being as soon as I speak the last words aloud. Through the fury of my heart beating, maybe I'm only deceiving myself. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm nearer to right than I'd like to admit, and that's why I'm convinced I'm splintering. Maybe the truth is once you let the light in, the brightness is fixed to your eyelids and there's no forgetting, no matter how heavy the curtains are drawn. Maybe I'm right at the peak of my being as soon as I speak the last words aloud, and then the moment is gone. Maybe I'm more than a ghost on the lawn. But maybe that's just what a ghost would be telling itself to attempt to keep calm. Maybe I'll try to disarm myself, only to find that I'm all of the wires attached to the bomb. Find that they run through the lines of my palms, and then learn the device is entwined in my final reserves of resolve. So that if it ignites, I might just step outside myself, place my concern for your current events on an often neglected shelf, killing my drive to create and then claiming defense of myself. And watching as everyone else just keeps revolving. Like maybe them forcing insolvency on us just couldn't be helped, or honestly, we couldn't tell. Maybe those questions are better off left to be muttered ad nauseum after I'm tossed in a cushioned and carpeted cell, singing the ballad of suicide hotline workers who know that they'd only be calling themselves. Who know we are stuck in the clutches of leaders who publicly honor the fallen, privately set up a system that sees to it we are eternally falling, and privately plot the demise of us all while they carefully measure the plots that we'll fall in. The mandatory mass grave cascade we are soon to star in. And I'll push the thought aside, like the fog of a chlorine gas hanging thick in my mind. And then I'm standing outside. I'm looking at the sky. I can smell the charcoal of someone's fire. I see my son out on his bike. In a moment that although I'm standing within it, I still feel it passing by. It's like it's fading into time. And suddenly it's 20 years behind.
People, even in this day and age, are still frightened about death. They won't talk about it. And it's such a shame because it's part of life. There is a point to everything, and we're here to learn. And it's just a learning curve, and we'll move on. But for me, it's a freedom. It's an escape. It's an escape.
See you when I see you. You're gone now. When I see you. So long now. See you when I see you. Would this life like to carry on? See you when I see you. You're gone now. When I see you. So long now. See you when I see you. Were the last words I ever heard. I don't think that I need much. I just need to be right beside you. Right beside you. Saying goodbye. I never had a chance, wanna say goodbye. When we heard the news, it made my girlfriend cry. I can't believe it, you did it, you must have heard pretty bad. Another lost soul, now the whole world's sad. So you're just another number, story, statistic. Now I'm figuring out exactly how masochistic you were to yourself. Only got one health, gotta make yourself happy, can't rely on the wealth. But them drugs got you good, got you in a chokehold. Feeling all messed up, alone and cold, scared to death, with nowhere to go but down. Screaming out for help, but no one's around. So this is my way of just saying goodbye, goodbye. And I'll never feel the same again. Beat down at a time with no will to win. One stop shop to let the pain back in. Run back, don't stop till the light begins. And I'll never be the same again. Beat down at a time with no will to win. One stop shop to let the pain back in. Run back, don't stop till the light begins. But you lost yourself. Now everything is gone cause you're off yourself. Hope you know that you were wrong. And I'm right beside you. Right beside you. Saying goodbye. Goodbye.
I know inside that there's more to life than this mortal coil. It's a very shallow-minded person who thinks that somebody is born and dies and that's it. And this is just a shell. It's just I've got a dodgy shit. It's just I've got a dodgy shit. It's just I've got a dodgy shit.
See you when I see you. You're gone now. When I see you. You're gone now. See you when I see you. Would this life like to carry on? See you when I see you. You're gone now. When I see you. You're gone now. See you when I see you. Were the last words I ever heard. I don't think that I need much. I just need to be right beside you. Right beside you. Saying goodbye. Goodbye.
It's an escape.
This here's a song about the great glory of America. F you USA, fuck the Constitution. We can't give you any money cause we spent it on bombs. F you USA, fuck the Constitution. Privatize all life, fund the earth that you're polluting. Bombing, some genocide, calling revolution. Life is just one big game here. So fuck you. You kind of deserve it.
It costs that much 'cause it takes me fucking hours. Fucking hours. It costs that much 'cause I don't have superpowers. Superpowers. So you need to pay for my skills 'cause exposure doesn't pay the bills. It costs that much 'cause it takes me fucking hours. You need to pay for my skills 'cause exposure doesn't pay the bills. It costs that much 'cause it takes me fucking hours.
What is up, everybody? Morning, good afternoon, wherever the hell you are. I don't really care. It's none of my business. It's me, it's your Uncle Warren. I'm bringing Jimmy in here in just a second. Since I didn't do this last week, forgot to do this last week. Make sure you are liking, subscribing, sharing, smothered, covered, smattered. Shattered. What the fuck? What kind of satanic ritual is this? Is this Bohemian Grove? What in the world? Magic chicken. Magic chicken. That's some fucked up shit. Anywho, there she is. There's Miss Jimmy. How you doing, sweet pea? Did the chicken scare you? That chicken scare you?
Yes.
That's a Satan's chicken.
Skinwalker.
Or if you're trying to be healthy, a skinless walker, because the skinless chicken. Wait, what happened?
I like my walkers skinless.
Me too. I like all kinds of cryptids. No skin, please. I'm trying to lose weight. Look who's back. Look who's back. Look who came back. Chickies. What the hell? These motherfuckers. So last week, what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One in the cheap seats. And the magic bag is gone too. I don't know where that bag of feed, I guess. That's wild. So last week, if you're playing the home game, we didn't have chickens. There was no chickens. We think we were trying to figure out what was going on, and we think maybe, just maybe, that the chickens went on vacation for 4th of July, right? Is that what we were talking about?
Yep. I think they went to a safe spot where they can't get scared of fireworks.
Right? They were popping too. There were so many fireworks last weekend. You had these fucking assholes down the street there at the end of the street. Pop, 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 pop. And they were doing it before midnight. It was okay, all right, because when you get to midnight Wednesday or Tuesday, it's the 5th, and it ain't July 4th anymore. It was like 12:30 in the morning, and I heard, and it was quiet. It was good quiet for like good 20-30 minutes. I was all right, they're done. And then all of a sudden I heard this boom. It was like it wasn't like a firecracker. It was like an explosion, like somebody's car blew up. And I was like laying in bed, like watching TV, and I was just about to pass out, and I heard that, and I was like, "You motherfuckers!" It started yelling. It scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Say hi to the peeps before we get all up in it. Randy's here. Good to see you. There's Les Bones with the multiple M's.
We got 4 M's in there tonight. Loving it.
Jimmy. Les Bones, one of our producers here for the secret show. Big Man Crab in the house. Crab in the house. He was on Reefer's show. Reefer. I always say Reefer because the show's Reefer After Dark. Reef show. Reefer After Dark. Him and Jesse. That was a great show. We always like to think we're the after party for Reef's Friday night shindig. So that was a good time. I think we thoroughly enjoyed that. Who else we got here? I see Gamer's in here. Good to see you, brother. I've been seeing Gamer all day on all these shows today. Gamer is like everywhere. He's like Visa. Ding
Everywhere you want to be.
He's everywhere you want to be, exactly. Dingo's here. Good to see you. Dolores, good to see you as always. And of course Miguel. And keeping it on lockdown on the Rockfin. We got Denver Attaway. Hey, happy Friday to you too, Denver. Hope y'all are all having a smashing time. I know I am. What about you?
Always having a smashing time.
Smashing time. Smashing. Speaking of smashing, somebody smashed up the Georgia Guidestones. You sound so broken up about it. Kelly and Yona are here too. How are y'all? Good to see y'all.
Kelly.
Kelly has a novel for us here. Hello, my loves. We are on the road, so we can't chime in, but want to show some love and say happy Friday, everyone. Don't talk about anything too sexy without me. LOL. XXXOOO. That means hugs and kisses. That goes out to YOU, Kelly. Have fun on your little adventure there. So, last week you were a little under the weather, so I kind of hogged the conversation. I feel bad about that.
No, we're good. Thank you for saving my ass last week.
Do you feel better this week?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I am good to go. So yeah, I had a lymph node, a swollen lymph node. So the pain was just unbearable. So I was like Googling how many milligrams of ibuprofen in a single day I can take. So I was pushing the limit on that, and that was pretty brutal. So yeah, that was a fun few days, but it's gone now. My arm is fine. I've been doing a lot of drawing and editing and all that stuff. So just a little bit of pre-hurt. So I've been wearing this, was told to wear it when it hurts, because I guess I have something like a whatever wrist bone problems. I don't even know what they're called.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I like to play one on TV. Or not on TV. Weak. No.
I was gonna say in bed.
It's that game, and everything with the words in bed.
In bed at the end, yeah.
And it makes it sexy. And Crab said, "Is Jimmy's arm broken?" In bed.
In bed.
Crab says, "Whenever I take Advil, I take 3 at a time, several times a day. My liver's going to be shot." In bed. I'm not going to do that all night. I'm not going to do that all night.
That's how I was. I was taking a leave. I was like, dude, this is going to kill me. I need something different. And then I go to ibuprofen, which isn't any better, but at least I feel safer with ibuprofen for some reason.
Well, I have to do that too, because I have a little bit of the old, whenever the weather changes, my right knee starts acting crazy. So
I think it was because like the Aleve bottle was telling me like only take 2 a day, 1 in the morning and 1 at night. And so I took 1. I'm like, this is not doing anything for me at all with the pain. And I know that ibuprofens, you can get up to like 800 milligrams in just 1 single pill. So I was like, well, let me take 3 or 4 of these.
Hey, this is breaking news. We just made money on Rockfin. What? Got our first tip. Yeah, Denver Attaway tipped us $5. Says, "I'm a Georgian and it pisses me the F off." I'm assuming you're talking about fireworks, and maybe not
So
being
what do I
a
do when we
Georgian.
get tipped? Because usually I just like hold out my bra or something, or like my
This is
panties.
not
I don't
that
know what
kind of
we.
show. We are
Oh, I'm
not.
sorry.
We
Flashbacks.
we
My
will.
bad.
I know, right? Some things, you know. It's just.
I hear tips and I'm like, what?
Usually, if somebody gives me $5, I go away because that's why they're giving me $5. So you can't strip and I can't leave because somebody's got to run this fucker. So we have to change our stripes there, Tiger. What
Okay.
happened?
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you can keep your clothes on. That's fine. I mean, you know, it's your world. I'm just living in it. I'm just saying, you know, it is not a requirement for the show, but we are after hours. So, you know, as the kids say,
We
let your.
promised Kelly we wouldn't talk sexy stuff without her.
Well, you're not talking. You're about to like show the goods. I'm just saying, you
I know.
know.
I'm sorry, Kelly. I'm betraying her.
Hey, I ain't your boss. Hell, you do whatever the fuck you want, man. That's cool. Uh, Brandy
Well,
says,
thank you for the tip. I will learn how to properly accept it. As a
"Oh,
grown-up.
Denver was talking about the Guidestones. They used to talk about pissing them the fuck off." But yeah, we're gonna get into that just in a little bit, Denver, because I'm you know that's one of those conspiracy things. I'm always like, you know, I always love to check those out. Brandy says Excedrin is the only thing that works for me over the counter, right?
Ooh, right.
Oh, Wesley Donison's here. Good to see you, Wesley. Thank you so much. Dingo, popping in again. Dingo, weren't you here earlier? I thought we got you written earlier. No, that's fine. Dingo's one of those folks too. I see in all the chats everywhere too. So, you know what? I had the video for the raccoons, you know, that we had in lieu of the chickens last week. And I was watching it earlier, and there was two cute little raccoons on there just eating. And now that I'm looking at it, is yeah, bubkus, nothing,
And damn.
no dice precious, but maybe they'll show up
That's
later,
them for you, though. They always come at you when you don't want to see them, and then when you bring your camera out, they run. They're always doing that.
right? Yeah, because you know they're not conceited. You know, they're not.
They're
You
just
know,
camera shy.
they're just camera shy. You know, they just want to eat their hot dogs in peace. You know, they don't like the
He said, "I
fanfare.
do not consent."
they're not big on the limelight. You know, so anyway, so so we were talking about might as well get this out of the way.
Yeah.
So if anybody's heard about the Georgia Guidestones, we're gonna have a little history video here in just a second about it. But so the Georgia Guidestones basically is this, they call it the Southern Stonehenge, right? It's like this, it has like four sides to it, like kind of looks like, if you look at it from the top, it looks kind of looks like a plus sign, and it has writing on it. And I actually have a text of the writing. So and it has in like 8 or 9 different languages that's written on there. So it's just these granite slabs. There's like 4 of them. And so on the granite slabs, it says there's like, they're called guide stones because this is supposed to be some sort of guide, right? And it says, first one, it says, maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. So right there, that's hello, psychophone that doesn't want to work. There you go. So right there, that tells me that's some shady shit right there, because you know, we got like close to 8 billion people on the planet. So that's a little under 500 million. That's like, I don't know what you're gonna do with the other 7.5 billion, but I'm sure it's not good from, you know, pull the herd. So let me just go through these quickly. Number 2 is guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. Well, okay, that's that kind of seems like goes along with number 1 a little bit with the reproduction thing. 3, unite humanity with a living new language. That's weird. Number 4, rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Number 5, protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Okay. Number 6, let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Sounds like some New World Order shit to me. Number 7, avoid petty laws and useless officials. Well, it would be nice if we could avoid useless officials. Number 8, balance personal rights with social duties. Number 9, prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. And number 10, be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. They put it twice. Also, leave room for Jell-O because, you know, Jell-O is delicious. If you're into that sort of thing. So, yeah, Denver sounds like a prescription for depopulation technocracy. So now let me ask you, you didn't really know anything about the Georgia Guidestones before today, right?
Oh yeah, of course I have.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you know all that shit was written on it? All those lessons,
and
I
I've
guess.
been in the conspiracy theories years ago about it and all of that, and I just did more research today than I have before to kind of I did more of like see what the people that live there say about it and what's the history of it instead of, you know, the it's made by aliens or you know, or it was made by Freemasons who you know, have stuck something under there and like the Holy Grail and all of that. Like I've all fallen for all of that stuff. But today I just did some more, you know, factual stuff. That's all.
Oh, okay, good. I've heard about him for a while, and I you know, I'm always fascinated with that kind of crazy conspiratorial stuff too. And so the Georgia Guidestones are in Ebleton, I believe. It's not too far outside of Atlanta, but apparently they have been destroyed. Now, one of the giant granite slabs, there was one of them got destroyed, and then they just decided to knock the whole structure down with some equipment or stuff. So there is some conspiracy about how it was done, but here's one theory here. Let's take a look at this.
A monument considered by some conservative Christians to be satanic was badly damaged by an explosive device. One of the 4 granite panels on the Georgia Guidestones monument was reduced to rubble. The attraction was built in 1980 from local granite and commissioned under the name R.C. Christian. The 19-foot-high panels bear a 10-part message in 8 languages with guidance for living an age of reason. The so-called American Stonehenge also serves as a sundial and astronomical calendar. The bombing is under investigation.
Yeah, so they think it got bombed, right? And because I think there was some video, they said they saw somebody kind of just dart across this. It was like on some closed circuit camera, and but some people are saying it was hit by like a missile, or it was hit by it was like somebody planted a bomb there.
So there's public, the city or the government over there has actually put cameras facing towards them, and there's like a bunch of videos out right now of those cameras. I guess that night they see a person running across the field right to where that stone was, set like a backpack down, and then run away. And about, like, I don't even know, within the hour, I don't know exactly the time, but the bomb went off. So that's what they're saying, is that possibly that this guy is the one that did it. They don't know who it is, though. It looked like a white dude to me. So
Dingo said the Georgia Guidestones didn't kill themselves. You don't know that, Dingo. You know what kind of crazy shit's going on over there. So here's a little brief history of the Georgia Guidestones for those not in the know.
Behold, the Georgia Guidestones. These granite monoliths mysteriously appeared about 40 years ago. And if you're thinking aliens or a cult or even the 10 Commandments, well, you're not the only one. Just ask this guy.
And you take pictures of it, you get a blue floor. When you put your head down in there like this and look through it, ball of energy comes through that sucker, man.
Things in this southern Stonehenge are about to get totally weird. These granite slabs are on a farm outside of Atlanta, and no one knows exactly what they're doing here.
In future generations, they'll wonder, who put those stones there? Why did they put those stones there?
Hudson Cohn was here from the beginning, 1979. He took these photos as the Guidestones went up, 19 feet high, 250,000 pounds, and built to withstand an earthquake. The 4 slabs of granite each have 10 guiding principles of truth and harmony. They're inscribed in English, Russian, Chinese, Arabic. The list of languages goes on. But what does it all mean?
I've had people stop and say it was some kind of Satan worship shrine and it ought to be torn down. And I've had others say it was the holiest spot on earth, that the Holy Grail was buried under there. Some people think it's a beacon to UFOs.
Hudson is one of the only people to meet the man who knows the true meaning. His name is R.C. Christian, and he paid for this all to be built. And wouldn't you know it, R.C. Christian is a fake name.
He was very concerned about the environment.
Do you think he could still be alive?
Probably not. I'd say early to mid-70s then. I'm not saying he couldn't be alive, but he'd been an awful old man.
Even the people who built the Georgia Guidestones say that they don't even know for sure why R.C. Christian wanted this. Not even Wayne Mullinax, who sold 5 acres of his cow pasture to make space for the stones.
My house from here is about 600, maybe 700 feet down there, and we didn't have a problem unless somebody was going to come and sacrifice one of my cows, then I would have had a problem.
Did that happen?
No, it did not, but I did get nervous several times.
Mostly what's happened is a constant flow of tourists to Georgia's granite country. That's what this region is known for.
We do headstones and things of that nature, monuments. We do war memorials and things like that, but this really is one of the largest.
The Guidestones bring about 10,000 people a year to a town with a population of only about 4,500.
People all the way from Australia and China.
With all the tourism, is it possible that R.C. Christian was someone from Elberton that simply wanted to promote the area?
I'm thinking probably not, just because there was no marketing done really after the Guidestones were erected. If you're going to put up something of this nature, then you're going to market that, right? You're going to tell everyone. One
of R.C. Christian's conditions was that there'd be no tourist attractions on the land, no t-shirt shops or crystal necklace stands, but there's no stopping the cosmically curious and the theories they bring with them.
I try to get up here 3 to 5 times a week. The real secret is under there. At some point, these will come down, and there's a time capsule right under there.
There's actually been a lot of speculation about the existence of that buried time capsule.
There's some things you just don't tell everything.
Do you think it's there?
Let's just say I'm not going to answer that.
What's supposed to be in it?
Well, a lot of times there's capsules in different places with different things in it. And that could be the true identity to the group that Mr. Christian represents.
Maybe the time capsule's buried somewhere but not there.
I didn't say that.
That's just my speculation.
I didn't say that.
Whatever the reason, these slabs are built strong enough to stand on this earth longer than any of us, leaving a future generation guessing.
It's like looking at a painting. You can see the painting, but you don't know what the painter really meant. Whatever it means to you is what it means. There's no right or wrong.
So this video is from 2019, so unless the future generations have popped up in 3 years, then because it only lasted 3 more years. But I wanted to show you, I don't know if you noticed this. So one of the, you know, obviously blowing it up is one of the theories, but take a look at this. What does that look like to you? This dark right here, it goes off to the side and over here on top of this one here. What does that look like to you?
Nothing. I have no idea.
So one of the
Capsules.
theories is let me back in here. So one of the theories is that dark spot there is this thing will attract lightning, right? And that is a that trail right there is when this thing had gotten struck by lightning before, right?
Oh wow.
So the night that this thing exploded or got blowed up, as we say down south, it got blowed up. There was lightning strikes going on. There was some stormy weather in the area. So one of the possibilities is that thing, you know, got blowed up. So, you know,
that Odin and Thor got pissed off at him and and just decided they want to destroy it.
that's the thing. It's like a lot of people say it was satanic, and you know that the Lord struck it down because Satan put up those things. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
That's running off of that shit for like for governor or something out there.
Well, let's see. Wesley says coincident with Reagan taking power with Bush as VP. Yeah, because it was built in '79, right before Reagan was elected. So, and who knows who this RC Christian is? This, you know, RC Christian is like it's a supposed to. I think it's supposed to be a play on Rosicrucian, which is that's another kettle of fish right there.
Yep. Didn't they say he was one? Or they thought he was one. Yeah, it's a one of the branches of Freemasonry.
I want to say that this was just some dude with some cash that said, you know what, I'm gonna fuck with some people, generations. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if there was somebody back in '79, with you know, some expendable cash. Denver on Rockfin says he thinks RC Christian was Ted Turner. That's a lot of people think that too, that it was Ted Turner. Because you know, because this was around the time too, I think that TBS came on the air, the Ted Turner's network down there. So you believe that? I think Ted Turner used to own CNN. Can you remember? That's how long ago that was. It was. I think he started CNN. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong about that, but I think he owned it for a while, and then now, you know, God knows who owns it now.
I'm with Wesley on this. Like, I don't want to be the bubble burster or the fun thing, but I think it's just some guy who had a buttload of money, who was scared of who was going into power. So he thought that there was going to be another nuclear war, like a World War III, and he wanted to leave what he thought would be the best for humanity once the people that were left over after the nuclear war was done and over with. You know, and it actually even puts like an ease to the 500 million, you know, keep it under that, because instead of, you know, eugenics and trying to genocide, you know, getting rid of, you know, three quarters of the planet's population, if it started out with less than that, then, you know, be smart about it that way. Don't have too many babies, so that way there's an even balance with the earth and nature, which seems to be what his main issue and concern with was, you know, saving the earth and all of that. So that's what I think it was, is just his own personal belief of what the world should be when nuclear fallout afterwards happens and people come out of it.
And the United States in particular wasn't in good shape back in '79 either, you know. So you had you know, you still had the oil crisis back then. People lining up at gas stations that had no gas. You also had the Iran hostages, the American hostages in the American embassy in Iran. So you know, and inflation was pretty high too, and you know, so a lot of and you know, the Cold War obviously was still going on too. So you had you had all that shit going on.
Fucking Greg. Also a lot of crack.
No, the crack came later. The CIA brought that in later. That was like 80s. Once Reagan was in there, that's when Big Mad Crack is what you ought to call him.
Start calling him Big Mad Crack.
Big Mad Crack. What's up, kid? Yo, you got that rock for Papa? Smoky.
That's right. Oh yeah, speaking of which.
Hey, go smoke the rocks.
No, don't do rocks. Keep the green. No rocks.
What big butt crack. Big butt crack. Yeah, it is. You stupid. You so stupid, Poppy. Why you talk that shit? You stupid.
I love it.
You got some rock over there? You okay? You got a little something.
Yep.
No, I could never.
Butt crack. That's what I got.
You smoking big butt crack?
That's right. That's exactly what it's called. Big butt crack.
that's stank ass.
Stanky weed.
You got that stank. Oh shit. No, I could never do that. I first off, I'm impatient. So like smoking a rock, apparently you got to heat up the rock, right? I mean, you got to get it like hot. I mean, you know people that smoke crack, right? I know people that smoke crack. And
yeah, but I never watched them.
They never gave you an ABC after school special like lesson on how to smoke crack.
Most of the crackheads I met were like in Narcotics Anonymous when they're trying to get clean. So no.
Oh, these are post crack. I'm talking about like pre. I'm talking about
saved crack.
they were plastering the crack to seal it up. So, but no, it's I've seen videos of people smoking crack, and it's like you have to have this special little pipe for it that can take the heat. There's a lot of heat because you said sit there, put the fire on it, and it takes a while for it to smoke up.
Right. Because I used to buy like those little flowers and like at the gas station, and they were like there was like panties inside of them, but then sometimes there was like these little crack pipe looking things, and I remember like they're crack pipe panty flowers or something. It was weird, and I bought them because they had cute panties, but apparently there was a crack pipe in them too, and I had no idea.
Wait, there was a flower and it had panties and it had a crack pipe?
Well, so the crack pipe was the stem, and like the ball part, they would like wrap the underwear around it to make it look like a flower, and then that's how they were able to sell it at the gas station where I lived.
Oh, so the underwear looked like a flower. There wasn't an actual flower in there, right? It was underwear flower.
No, it just looked like a flower, and I thought they were cute little underwear, so I bought them, and somebody's like, that's a crack pipe, right? And I was like, I had no idea. I got them for the end.
You got your education.
I did. So yes, those little glass swing like pipe things with the ball at the end. Got it.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So you got it's like one of these. It kind of looks like one of those like things you see like in a chemistry lab, like one of those flasks. It has like the round bottom, and then you got the little stem up here, you know. And I don't know what this is. This is
they put like the little rock in there. I was always wondered what that would taste like to me, because it looked like they were smoking like chalk, like they would just like break off a piece of chalk and like smoke it. I don't know, it just didn't look right to me.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hunter Biden was showing us how to smoke it too.
Nice.
I don't know. It just seems like it's like some sort of chemistry set that you got to bust out to smoke crack. So, I'm not a big fan of working on getting my high. You know what I mean? I just want to pack a little bowl and then a little light it, just kiss it with the flame, let it,
Yep.
And then and then that's it. I'm not fancy. I don't even care what the shit's called. As long as it smokes, it gets me high. That's all I want, Case closed. I don't want to sit there and put the lab coat on with the pocket protector and the pens and sit there, with the goggles and like bloop, 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 bloop. I'm not about that. I ain't got, I got shit to do. I ain't got time there to be, Walter White on the crack rock, saying it's like too much.
Then have you ever done a dab before? Because you literally feel like a scientist when you do dabs. That's fun.
I don't know. I don't even know what a dab is. I ain't gonna lie. Is that the wax? Is that what you're talking about? Is it kind of like smoking? Is it like smoking resin? Kind of. Is that what it is?
It is, but no. Like it looks like resin, but better coloring, lighter coloring, and it's super concentrated weed. It's very concentrated. Like all the little crystals you see on the weeds, they take it out of force it out of off the weed, and then they super concentrate it together into a wax.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess technically I have done a dab. I guess you could call it a dirty dab because I've smoked resin before.
Okay. So yeah, that's kind of like a scientist kind of thing too, because you gotta like pull out the little piece that you want, put it, like with the metal that you have, the metal thing, and then you've got your bong with this thing at the tip of it, and you've got to get a torch and you've got to light it till it's like red, and then you stick the metal thing with the dab on it inside, and then you start to smoke it. It's brutal. You really feel like a scientist, but it's fun.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that thing. I have one of those. Yeah.
That looks like dried up honey. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
exactly. That's what they call it, is honey. So
honey. Aww. It looks delicious. Like I want to put it on cereal and eat it.
It is delicious.
Actually, that looks kind of like it looks like somebody picked their nose. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. I just ruined the moment.
I think
that's
that
okay.
one, let me see. Because they even have like sugar, they call them sugar dabs. And that's what that kind of looks like. So sometimes they'll have some with like sugar crystals inside of it too. Like that right there. That looks like a real dab. The other one looked more like a sugar dab.
Sugar dab.
You can do like, like you could do powder form in there too. There's right there like that. Those are
That's cool. A crumble dab. That's a crumble dab.
Yes. Crumble,
terpene.
Yes.
What's terpene? Talk about drugs.
I know.
In lieu of sexy talk, we talking drugs.
I know, right? One or the other. That's all you get from us.
Drugs is sexy. So so this is the mini dab pen versus intense wax vaporizer. Okay, so all right, so I've had like I said, I've done resin, right? So when you for those not in the know, it's just basically you're cleaning your pipes or your bong or whatever, and there's like this tar, right? So it's resin, it's a residue, and it's very sticky. And what a friend of mine would do, he would clean it, he would clean his bong like religiously, and so he would collect it. He would collect the resin right from there. That was his rainy day fund, he called it. So if he was ever out of weed, you just always get a little dippity do of the resin. It's not very good. I mean, it depends on what created that resin, right? So if you've been like smoking some really high quality pot out of that, you're going to get some pretty high quality resin, and probably some pretty potent resin too. I mean, it's not as good as like, this stuff, but in a pinch, it's actually not too bad. But the bad thing is it's like, you get a lot of smoke out of it. So if you're going to smoke resin, at least do it out of a bubbler or a bong or something, where you're getting that filtered through the water. I mean, some people will, I've done it out of a brass pipe before. So, but don't, if you can avoid aluminum, don't smoke anything out of anything aluminum, like aluminum foil or like even aluminum pipes. So,
Okay, why not?
Jerry's with us. It's not secret when you share a thumbnail advertising it, Warren. Exactly. But oh, look at that. He said, "Hey, Joni."
Oh no.
You stupid Jerry. I would start calling him Johnny. Okay, Jimmy, stupid spell check. Jerry, you're just in time. So Jerry and Ed was here too. We saw him. He was like, he didn't know what he walked into, talking about the Georgia. We just got done talking about the Georgia Guidestones, Jerry. And now we're talking about drugs. And so
I
Jerry.
want to know how Joni comes up in somebody's spell check. Like, what kind of name is that? How does that come up before Jimmy? These spell checks, people's phones are like turning against us. I swear, everybody's phone is.
Well, except for Hendrix, there's not a lot of people named Jimi. So, right. But there are a few Jonies out there.
Whose name is Joni?
Joni Mitchell, the singer, right? There's Joni from Happy Days. These are all old people. Only old people are named Joni. So, the more you know. Do, 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 do.
Yeah, I guess, Joni Loves Chachi or something like that.
Yes. Joni Loves Chachi. Although she was Joani, I believe. And recapping, you missed the panty flower crack pipe. Yeah, Jerry. So there's a crack pipe that has panties that is shaped like a flower.
I'm going to bed.
Wesley says Joni, Joanie, is the more common spelling, right?
Okay.
Everyone knows Jimmy is a well-known name except U-Lube. Okay, Jerry, I know you put U-Lube on purpose. That was not spelled check.
That was still good though.
U-Lube. Screw tubes. Right. So yeah, Denver, aluminum is toxic. Yeah, that's how you get you want to get Alzheimer's. That's how you get Alzheimer's, is smoke anything out of aluminum. So
Really? Why? Is that something that actually happens? Because I love smoking out of like soda cans.
yeah, that's not a good thing to do. You should probably stop doing it. For your health's sake. In a pinch, people have used cans as pipes, I've done that on occasion
like
too.
when you're in a car and you're out somewhere and you can't bring your pipe with you, so you just have the can,
It's just like every once in a great while, you could probably get away with it. It's just you shouldn't do that on the regular. No crab. We're saying Joni, not Jody.
Oh God, my name is just getting like thrown under the bus, and I'm loving it.
Ed says it's the Wilton and Joni show. No, I don't get Wilton. I get sometimes I get called Wayne. I got called Wayne a lot because I would say my name, and for some reason when it leaves my lips, in here it says Warren, but when it leaves my lips and goes to certain people's ears, it turns into Wayne, or it turns into Juan. I've heard Juan. And I would say, seriously, do I look like someone named Juan? Really? Wes said, I use soda can pipes too and aluminum pipes. I'm doomed. I even scraped resin out of my aluminum pipes. So yeah. Look, we've all been there. All right. It's just like, just don't do it on the regular and you'll be fine.
Poor Wesley, he's like, too late.
We ain't doctors here. Hell, I could be making this shit up for all you know. That's just what I heard, though. That's just what I heard. You don't want to do that. So, Denver says a lot of the dugout cigs are made of aluminum, used to be made out of tin. Right, yeah. So the dugout's a little wooden. It's a little wooden. You put like ground up weed in one side of it, and then on the other side is a holder for your little pipa, right? And you put it in. It's got a little spring, and then at the top it has like this little wood piece that you turn to close it off, and then when you open it up, the little pipe goes. Yeah, it's a little cigarette pipe. So and if you, I like to use glass pipes for that. If I'm gonna have they're called one hitters too, because it's basically you get like one good hit out of it. Although if you pack it in, you could probably get like 2 good draws off of it.
Fuck, I forgot. I used to smoke out of those all the time. That's how I got through college. Fuck.
That's what you take on the trips with you. That was my little road thing. I'd pack enough in there, and then have it closed off, and just like it's only about yay big. What's it that big? I may have one around here somewhere, but it's too far gone. I don't know where it is. But yeah. So
it's too late for us. We're done for.
Y'all be smoking that aluminum.
Yep. Too late.
Y'all said, fuck the weed, I'm just smoking the can. Oh, the sweet taste of future tragedy. What happened?
Damn. All right.
You never heard that?
Might as well die from something. If it's cigarettes, it's gonna be the aluminum. So.
Well, I was about to say you smoke cigarettes, so it's just it's like it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But you'll end up. You'll end up stopping the cigarettes. I'm pretty sure you'll get to a point where you're just like, what? I'm just tired of this shit. It'll happen for you. I'm pulling for you.
Brandy says, die young as a rock star, or live long enough to die off as a joke.
Well, no, it's too late to die young because you're already in your late 30s. So that ship has sailed. Anywho,
stab it in the heart even more.
You're in like no man's land, basically. It's like
I know.
You die now. It's like, she's kind of young. I'm making you sound ancient. You're not old. You're not old. I said I'm over here making you sound ancient. I'm not like, no,
I know.
You're not ancient.
Hey, you know what? At this age, I think when I was a kid, I had already given my mom an over the hill birthday card, so I know I'm getting there.
Yeah. I got nephews who when I was in my early 30s, they were like, "Man, you're old." And now they're in their early 30s. And so now I always tell them to fuck off, old people. I only hang out with young people.
That's right.
Because I'm a dick like that.
Nice to pay him back.
I know, right? What goes around comes around, baby. It says 40's the new 19. I believe that. Yeah, I think that's right. I think age is much different than when we were kids. Like when we were little kids, people who were like in their 30s were like ancient. And now it's just like 30s is just like young.
Yeah, did you know like the women that are doing like Real Housewives shows are like I think like some of them are literally the same age as the Golden Girls. It's nuts how different they look.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about all of the like people change, like the next generation would do a different diet than what the older generations would do, and they had different, like the ladies or whoever would wear makeup, but there's different makeup types that they use and different exercise regimens and stuff like that. So everything's different to wear, and the clothing too. You see people, you don't see women in their 40s like wearing these little house on the prairie dresses type shit. They're dressed to the nines. They're like, shit, I still look good, I'm gonna wear this. Fuck them, they don't like that shit, I'm gonna wear this shit, right? So but back then it was like little house on the prairie dresses, because that's, woman had to know her place back then. And now it's like Yeah, and nowadays it's like, no, bitch, everywhere is my place. You know what I'm saying? And I wear what the fuck I want. So yeah, so I like that. And that's where you got like the I don't know, the rise of the MILF, as it were. Because I mean, there were MILFs when I was coming up. I mean, there was a couple of chicks or a couple of ladies I knew that were just like, they were fine as fuck, but the rest of them, they were some plain Janes, you know. But that was the way they didn't want to stand out, you know. They said, I'm married, my life is over now, so I don't have to look good, I don't have to dress up, I don't really have to do nothing, because as long as my husband still sticks with me, I can pretty much wear whatever I want, and now I don't have to work on it. But and nowadays it just seems like women are just like, no, you know, there's a lot more single women, you know. This was like, I think my generation was like the last generation to see like men and women stay together and not get divorced. It was once we became the latchkey kids, like once we got into our teens, that's when you start seeing a whole bunch, like where the divorce rate went up to like 50%, and that sort of thing. So you know, it was, and now it's just like, you know, there you rarely see anybody that's been together for like 50 years or 60 years, something like that, you know, that hadn't been married at least, you know, twice. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But I've never been married. I never been married. I didn't want I wanted to when I was younger, when I was like in my 20s, I was like, you know, but I thought that was the thing you had to do. You know, you had to get married. That was just, that was, you know, I'm from the South. You know, that's what they teach you in the South. You get married, you better get me some grandbabies. You're going to get me some grandbabies, aren't you? So you can't do that unless you get married and have some grandbabies for me. And my old man and my mom were like, and we don't care. They didn't pressure us kids. I mean, my sisters, they have kids, and both of them are divorced. And I don't have kids, but I've never been married, never been divorced, never had to go through that. So, you know, I just got to a point where it's just like, just, I think I want it now. I wanted it earlier, but then I guess as I got out into the world, I got out of the South and went to LA, came to New York, and met different kinds of people. It was just like, I like living life kind of on the single tip. You know, I don't really want to do that, you know, but I'm not shitting on it. You know, I'm not saying a marriage is a bad thing. It's just not, hey, you know, you're hitched, right? You know, and you got two wonderful kids. So, you know, you got some good stuff going for you there, but you know, a lot of other people out there just
nowadays, you know. I have a friend who's getting married this fall, I believe, and it's her fourth marriage, I think it is. So that's just what they do nowadays. So yeah,
Jesus.
I know. Can you believe fourth marriage?
People don't buy, they rent. That's basically what it is. It's like
It's gotta be a rich people thing, though. It has to be because it's Stormy. Stormy's getting married again, so it's gotta be
Stormy
like the
Stormy
rich people,
Daniels.
like they just get married. Yeah, so they just get married, like, you know, off and on as much as they want to.
That's the thing. I think people have turned into was it short attention span, you know? It's like they're not willing to stick it out anymore. Back in the days, you stuck it out because that was what you were supposed to do, you know, till death do us part. And nowadays it's like, nah, we're not doing this till death. This is not happening. I don't really like what's going on. I'm out, you know.
Yeah.
But is it still in California? Like, so if you get a divorce in California, the woman gets half of whatever the man's got. Is that how it works, or
As
is it
long as you
different?
sign a prenup. I mean, if you sign a prenup, then no.
Right, but if you don't sign a prenup and then you get a divorce, you can the lady
Yeah, if the
can
woman wants to go for it, of course, or the guy wants to go for it because the woman's the bread maker. Yeah, if they want to go for it, they can go for half. Absolutely.
Right. And if you, but the thing is too, is like if you get married and you don't, I think if you don't have sex, you can get it annulled. Thing. I don't know how that works. I don't know how annulments work. Denver says back in the day, no fault divorce wasn't a thing. Yeah, I don't really know how that works now. Laura Baza, I hope I said your name right. On Rockfin says, I think women having some agency now. Right. Well, yeah. I mean, you know, you look at the 70s with the equal rights movement for women. You know, that really that opened a lot of doors where it was just like, you don't have to be the housewife who stays home and cleans the house and cooks for the man, the breadwinner. You know, the women the women are the breadwinners now. You know, yeah, Laura. Fewer women have to put up with the abuse. That was the thing. Yeah, it was like they stuck around, but they also had to deal with the abuse too. But they never told anybody about it. Maybe like their best girlfriends or something. But you know, they never. That was like you didn't get divorced. You stuck it out, and I think that's ridiculous. And now I'm glad it's not like that today. So, Ed says, still need to hook Warren up with that weather girl, sugar mama Yanette. Who is Yanette, Ed? Is that like is that a Chicago weather lady? I don't need a sugar mama. I don't want that. I don't want somebody to like, you know, pay my way. I like to do my. I'm a very giving person, right? I like to give. I mean, if you want to do something nice for me, that's fine. But I mean, like, I don't want you to do the whole shit. I don't want to be that guy on the couch, you know, like, hey, baby, go get me a beer, would you? Oh, you go get it yourself. Oh, it's so far away, and I don't have stretchy arms to get it myself. You get it for me? You know, and I'm like that. I'll get off my ass and go get myself a beer. I did say your name right. Good. Sweet. I hate fucking up people's names. So, that's one of my pet peeves. It's a respect thing. But yeah, I don't know how we got on the subject of marriage and
I know.
Were we talking about crack pipes a few minutes ago? How the hell did that the fuck did that segue river go to? Jesus Christ. That went from like, oh, it's a nice gentle stream, and all of a sudden waterfall, all of a sudden we're in the ocean. Like, how the hell did we end up in the ocean? Brandy said she's not going to pressure hers. Good for you, Brandy. No, and my parents didn't pressure me. My dad always said in fact, my dad, he died in 99. So that was like 23 years ago. I still have, but at the end of his life, he was figuring out what email was, right? So, you know, he was very technical like I am. He liked that kind of shit. And but he said the last email I ever got from him, he said, I don't care if you get married or not, you just do whatever makes you happy. And I still have that email. I still keep it. It's in my Yahoo mail. That's how old it is, because I had Yahoo mail. I think my Yahoo account is almost 30 years old. My Yahoo email. Isn't that crazy?
That's wild.
Right? I got like a butt ton of like Gmail accounts, but I have that one Yahoo account that I've had for almost 30 years. It's insane. It was like, that was back then. So here's a little tech lesson for the kids out there, a little history. So before there was like Gmail and all that stuff, and Yahoo Mail, there was this mail called Pine, Pine, like the tree. So before you had Windows, before you had like the internet that we know today, you were basically looking at a black screen. It was all text. The internet was all text, right? So you had this program called Pine. I believe it was a DOS-based program. Could be wrong. It may have been something else. but it was the same thing. You sent emails with it and all that stuff. You just couldn't send like pictures or attachments or anything like that. It was just straight messages. And this was around, I want to say the early 90s. Because remember, I was working at the radio station in 92, and we had a computer that was hooked up to the internet, dial-up, of course. So you had to plug that telephone cord in there through the wall, because that's how we rolled. And so that's how you do it. And so you'd have like check your email, you'd have like messages and stuff like that, but it was all text. It was really cool. Wesley says my Hotmail account is 30 years old. Is Hotmail that old too? They've been around since 92. Is that right? Crazy.
I guess.
Laura likes our starry background or my starry background. Do you not like Jimmy's Osama bin Laden tent that she's staying in with the fancy Prince lights in the back?
I got stars. There's like stars.
Oh, you do
here.
have stars. Yeah, you got stars too.
I got
Your
some
place
stars
looks
and
like
some moons.
your place looks like if Prince hung out with Osama bin Laden. That's what it looks like. He's like, I know you want to blow up these buildings.
Rave cave, all right? It's my Osama rave cave.
Prince was like, I know you want to blow up some buildings, but let me freak you out with some of this purple, okay? So, wait, what?
My Osama rave cave.
That's it. If Osama had been hanging out with you, maybe we'd still have the Twin Towers. Too soon? What? You know what?
Soon,
you could have made a difference. So
we're gonna get canceled.
It's the middle of the night. Nobody's watching this anyway. It's just the weird.
The FBI's like, this bitch is friends with Osama.
Only our weird friends that watch the show, they won't rat us out. They're not narcs. I don't know. Ed might be, but I don't know about you, Ed. I love you, brother, but I just got a feeling you might be a narc. Narc. Nah, Ed's cool. Ed despises the man as much as everybody else, so he's down with the program. So yeah, what did you do for 4th of July this past time? Did you do anything fun and exciting?
No, I just sat at home. I don't celebrate that day, so.
I mean, does anybody really? I mean, I've noticed a trend that where people just like, I mean, sometimes like I used to go to like barbecues and stuff like that, and I would sometimes see some of the fireworks shows around here, but now I've just got to the point in the last few years where it's just like, go anywhere, all the people that I know are pretty much have moved away because New York scared the shit out of them, and I'm scared too, but I'm just too broke to leave right now. But so it's like, and it kind of reminds me of New Year's Eve a little bit, where it's like, just don't want to be out with the weirdos, where all the crazies are.
I always just did it for my kids just because they liked the fireworks and they always wanted to see the fireworks. So it was always for them. But now they're old enough to where they don't even want to be home for holidays like 4th of July. If they can go somewhere with their friends on a special occasion, I don't even exist. So.
Hey, Laura on Rockfin says, Jimmy, I like your crystal pendant.
Oh, thank you. It's black onyx.
Ooh, black onyx. That's what they called me in college. Yeah. It was like that. No, it was not like that at all.
Groovy.
Yeah, damn right. Anyway, every time it gets like in the winter time, they always so we'll get like sleet, or we get like some frozen rain or something, and the rain will freeze, and it'll create black ice on the sidewalk. So you'll hear on the TV or something every once in a while, beware of black ice. And I'll usually respond in one of two ways. First, I'll say, well, that's racist. That's my first response. And then I'll say, I'll tell somebody, like, if I'm at a job or something, I'll say, watch out, there's black ice out there. And, they called me in college. So
Nice.
anyway, my soul is black. My skin, not so much. But on the inside, my soul is black. In more ways than one. So,
My heart is black.
I contrary to popular belief, being a ginger, I do have a soul.
Oh, really?
Me and what's his name? Caleb Maupin. He's a ginger too. He has a soul too, but we have freckles.
Don't
And
that. I'm a
and
succubus. You guys were safe, and now you're not.
yeah, well, we have black souls, so it'd be like kind of like
My
taking.
favorite.
She's like, no, no.
Drooling.
What's that meme of that guy? The guy who's peeking around the tree and just going, yeah. Like, she got like a bib on, you got like a fork and a knife, and like it's like those old cartoons with a kid that looks hungry, just got the tongue, tongue sticking out.
We're gonna need a bigger bucket.
Laura says, "You're a ginger?" Yes, I am a ginger. So I don't know if you could see it. It's like
Not anymore since you cut it all off.
well, when it's long, it looks brown. It looks kind of brownish, right? I mean, there is a way that I could prove I am a true ginger because there is a place on my body where the hair is like Ronald McDonald red. So unfortunately, I would like to keep this YouTube channel, so I can't show you. But let's just say it's near and dear to me.
Starting Warren and OnlyFans. Hold on.
I call it my ginger cookie.
That's gonna be your PayPal name too.
Ginger cookie. Hell yeah. You know what's messed up? I have a friend out in Cali, and her name is Ginger, and she's red-haired. And I said, why did they name you that? That is just terrible. Why would they name you that? That'd be like, naming a child with no hair Baldy, or,
Well, I mean,
just
there was the Spice Girl Ginger. She was the red-haired one. It's got to be an English thing.
Do you think that's her real name, though? Not Ginger, is it? Probably like
No, it definitely wasn't. I don't think
like
it's her real
Maud
name. Her name was
or
Ginger Spice, so.
Broomhilda or something. They're thinking it's like some English name that is her real name, and she said, "No, I don't want to be called that. I'm gonna call myself Ginger Spice." If I was one of the Spice Girls, I'd be Old Spice.
That's right.
Right? Yeah. Wait a minute.
Groovy.
What the fuck?
That was for Ed. He wanted to see more Bruce Campbell. So, for Curly, yes, yeah, curly-haired people need be named Curly. Wesley, that's true.
Yeah, I guess being called Ginger when you have red hair, that kind of would suck.
I mean, yeah, how would you like to be called Straight Black? That would be like, like you're getting called in class. Cindy here, Bobby here, Straight Black. My parents were so unoriginal. We just like that'd be like being called Hey You, or
Right.
or Come Here.
Come here.
Cumere. That's your name. Come here. You could be like Hey You, be like Hayu. Would be great names to. I would totally be, if I had kids, I would be totally lazy I like probably name one of them Fucker. Or they'd probably only answer to be they'd probably only answer to Fucker. Or Black Ice. Yeah, Laura, I would name my child Black Ice. Just so that kid could get their ass whooped in school. Because
I'm so glad you don't have kids.
I am so glad my boys can swim, but I just don't let them near the pool. So I don't want my child to be beaten by anybody. I'm not going to beat my child, but I don't know when that child gets to school. Yeah, there's gonna be several trips to the doctor, I'm sure. Name your girl Brunette, Wesley says. Yeah, see? Yeah, Brunette.
That would be horrible.
Hey, there is a singer named Blondie. So,
I was just going to say that. Yep.
Yeah. But that wasn't her real name, though. I don't think they named her Blondie. Nobody's parents can have that kind of foresight, right? That to know that in the future you're going to be a rock star. So
no,
maybe Blondie. My kids would never have been rock stars. There's no musical talent in my family whatsoever. So Fucker would probably be more appropriate. Although it would be a little awkward to put that on a driver's license or something.
Right.
Get pulled over. What's your name? Fucker. Oh, the beatings. My father's an asshole.
That sucks so bad.
What's the weirdest name you've ever heard somebody called?
I don't know.
You're in California. You probably have like plenty.
Weird names.
Let me hear a weird name. You don't have to give me your worst or like your craziest. Just give me one. Give me a crazy one.
Like a weird name of somebody that I knew or have heard?
Yeah, that was their actual name, not a nickname, but that was their actual name.
I knew a girl in high school named Whisper. That was pretty interesting.
Ooh, Whisper. You know what'd be funny? If the teacher says, honey, what's your name? And she goes, Whisper. So the teacher goes, honey, what's your name?
That would suck. Just get more quiet and quiet.
Well, there was this, and now I'm really aged myself. So, there was like some question, Reverend Jim on Taxi, he was taking a test, and he says something, and he kept repeating. I can't remember what it was, but it was like he kept misunderstanding it, and he thought he was supposed to speak louder, or he's supposed to do it slowly. So he kept asking the question slower each time, and the answer was like slower. And he goes, "Oh no!" And I was like, he was taking his so he's taking his driver's test, and he says, "Oh, what do you do when you come to a yellow light?" And Bobby, one of the cab drivers, he yells to him, "Slow down." He goes, "Oh yeah, what does a yellow light mean?" He goes, "Slow down." And so Reverend Jim goes, "What does a yellow light mean?" And they kept doing it. He goes, "Slow down." And he goes,
Oh, no.
"What does?"
Oh no.
That's what Taxi was. It was a great late 70s, early 80s TV show on ABC. And that's where Doc Brown came from. Doc Brown was basically Reverend Jim on cocaine. Or Reverend Jim was Doc Brown on some really good indica or possibly lithium. It was just like Doc Brown, but it was just like, he was very slow talking like this. Well, when he was Doc Brown, he would talk like this, buddy. We're going to get back to 1985. I got to have some more cocaine. That kind of thing. And that's my Christopher Lloyd impressions. Thank you very much.
Love it.
I'll be here all week.
Love it.
Did you ever see Taxi? Did you ever see any of those old shows like that? It was such a golden age of television back then. The 70s, there was some crazy shit in the 70s. There was some really like risque stuff. Thanks, Ed. I appreciate it. He said nicely done. So like there was this TV show called Soap, and it had some very controversial stuff at the time. You had like one of your first openly gay characters on a TV show, and there's a lot of like innuendo and stuff on that show too, and so very highly rated, but the church folk not a big fan of that show. So they tried to get away with a lot of shit back then, and Maude was a very controversial show because it was a woman with her own brain doing her own thing, didn't need a man to tell her what to do. That was like, what's this witchcraft?
Get it, girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, V.S. Adams, what's up, Vic? Vic says he was great in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That's Christopher Lloyd. Christopher Lloyd was also in this movie that nobody knows about. It's called Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. It's like a mid-90s Miramax movie, and it had a whole bunch of people in it. It had Bill Nunn in it, William Forsythe. It had Andy Garcia. You know who Andy Garcia is?
I think so.
Andy Garcia. Andy Garcia is an actor who always sounded like he was about to cry when he spoke. He always Andy Garcia. But Christopher Lloyd and Christopher Walken was in that movie. So I'm gonna put that in the chat.
Okay.
So I highly recommend this movie. It's very low key, just flew under the radar. Highly recommend it. Very good movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. As far as telling you that phrase buckwheats came from, where you shoot somebody in the booty.
Okay.
As he said, that's Christopher Walken said he was the mob boss, and he said, and Andy Garcia he says to him, he says, "No, please let my crew go. They did. I'll take all the blame. I'll take all the blame." And he goes, "No, buckwheats for you and your merry band of misfits." I'm just talking. Anyway, so Whisper. Were you friends with Whisper?
Yeah, she was my best friend in high school.
Really? What happened? Do you still keep in touch with Whisper?
No, I moved, so never saw her again.
So she never calls you?
No, this was like late 90s, early 2000s, so no cell phones or anything like that. No.
It'd be funny if she did call you and go, "Jimmy."
Right.
And you'd be like, "Wait a second. Who is this? You know who this is?"
I think if
Who
somebody
is it?
called me like that, I'd be freaking out. Yeah.
See, I'd know the opposite. I'd probably know somebody named Yeller, who's always like, "Ah!" God, Jesus Christ. The fuck?
Right.
The fuck's wrong with you? Oh, shit.
Yep.
Can't be around him. You have to stand like 30 feet away from him to have a normal conversation. Yeah, so Denver says, as far as notable Andy Garcia films go, Hero was great. Never saw Hero, but I'm always looking for new movies to watch. I like little hidden gems like that. That's how I discovered Highlander. I didn't know Highlander kind of flew under the radar too, and then it became a cult classic. So you've seen Highlander, right?
I have no idea. Probably.
What?
I might have seen it. I don't know.
You
You're absolutely ridiculous.
Hello, Whisper. Your friend's an asshole. Wait, what? What? Speak up. Did anybody ever tell her to speak up? Did people like make fun of her and tell her to speak up because her name was Whisper? Anybody ever say that?
Absolutely not. No.
I would be that douchebag. I would probably be that douchebag who says, your name's Whisper? Yes, what? Yes, what? I would be that guy. No, but you know what Highlander's about, right? You know the gist of it?
I think so. You're gonna make me look it up.
So Highlander is about this French guy who's pretending to be a Scottish guy. And he's immortal, right? Because reasons. Then it has Sean Connery in it, who's a Scottish guy who's pretending to be a Spanish guy, which is kind of funny. And they become buddies. I have a whole video on this from when I used to do Peepaw's house.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
So I would not make you sit through an episode of Peepaw's house. But because it is it's not for the weak. You have to have pretty strong constitution to watch that shit. But anyway, I explain the whole movie as in the guise of Peepaw. And I tell it in a redneck way, like a redneck would tell somebody about how a movie plot would go. And I would say a lot of like, yeah, he go over and, he's talking to this woman, she's all crying, and he's like, shut up, woman, what you crying for? And, that kind of shit. So anyway, but it's a very good movie. If you like Queen, the whole soundtrack is all Queen music. It's fantastic music. Have you ever heard that song One Vision? That yeah, that's from Highlander. That's in that movie. Yeah. I think you being like, did you ever see like the old stuff like Willow or anything like? If you like Willow, you probably like Highlander. It's not fanciful as Willow, but it is there's like, it kind of flips from the present to the past as he's remembering things and stuff like that. Laura says, well, good night, everyone. Thanks for streaming late at night and keeping me company. Well, thanks for keeping us company, Laura. Good to see you. Hope you have a pleasant weekend. We're doing this again tomorrow night at 12:15. I mean, I will be. Jimmy has a life. She's doing this as community service. She's court ordered to do this show with me.
That's right. That's right.
Unfortunately for her. So yeah. But no, Highlander is a very good movie. I think it's from beginning to end. Like the acting is very good. The music, like I said, they intertwine the Queen music in it, and it's great, and you just love everybody. Do not watch Highlander 2. That's an awful movie. It is as good as Highlander is. That's how bad Highlander 2 is. It's called Highlander 2: The Quickening, but I call it The Sickening because it's awful. It'll if you eat something and watch it, then you'll see your food again because you'll probably throw it up.
Got it.
What movies do you like? I know we've talked about this before. Tell me like a under the radar movie that you don't think anybody else has seen that you really like.
The Last Unicorn? I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that. It's a cartoon movie. And it's probably like 1984 it was made. The Last Unicorn. Definitely one of my tops. Night at the Roxbury. Another one that I absolutely love that probably a lot of people have seen. Let's see. Good Lord. I like some classics like some Marilyn Monroe movies like The 7-Year Itch, Carnival. I don't know. Anybody have seen any of those?
I've not seen Night at the Roxbury. I've seen the skit on Saturday Night Live, but I haven't seen the movie.
The movie is great.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll check it out on your recommendation.
Yes. Will, what's his name? Will. God, I always want to say Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell?
Yeah, is that his name? Will Ferrell?
Uh-huh.
Who's the Scottish guy? What's his name? The one with the black
Colin
hair.
Farrell.
Colin Farrell. Wow. I get those two mixed up all the time. So yeah, Will Ferrell is really good in that movie. Really.
Yeah, because they look just alike.
No, they don't look anything alike, but their names fuck with me. But yeah, Chris Kattan, you got to not be sick of Chris Kattan. But back then I wasn't sick of him. I was like a teenager, so he was great to me. I loved him.
Denver says best flick I've seen this year is Spine of the Night. It was a production that spans 7 years and is done in rotoscope animation style. Story is awesome. It was a team of very few animators that put their heart and soul into the movie, and it kicks ass. Very good.
I haven't seen too many movies this year. I watched Free Guy this year. I think that's like one of the only movies I've seen.
Free Guy wasn't bad. I like Free Guy. It was actually pretty decent. Babette's Feast. I've never heard of Babette's Feast, but that's another one I could look up.
Has anyone heard of The Last Unicorn? I bet nobody has heard of The Last Unicorn. That's definitely like one of those low-key classic cartoon movies.
It sounds familiar. I've never seen The Last Unicorn, but being a child of the 70s, I did see a TV movie called The Last Dinosaur. I need to show you the trailer for it.
The Labyrinth, that's another good one. That's a classic. That was another really good one. I liked those 80 movies with like the puppets and stuff. What was it, like the crystal something with the elf?
Oh, the Dark Crystal?
Dark Crystals. Yeah, those were good too. Oh, good. Okay, Wesley and Brandy at least remember The Last Unicorn. I loved that movie so much. I would watch it over and over and over and over, ridiculously over and over and over as a kid. Used to make me cry every time. Oh my God, it was so beautiful. Such a good movie. Probably gonna get that unicorn tattooed on me at some point.
As good as that movie was, this is how bad this movie is.
Okay.
So let me preface this by saying, The Last Dinosaur was on, I remember watching it on the ABC Sunday Night Movie back in the mid to late 70s. And at the time, I thought it was kind of scary. And now watching it, I know it's scary because it's so bad. Okay? So I'm not doing it justice by telling you about it, so I have to show it to you. And unfortunately, it's 2.5 minutes long. So I'm going to pretend like you did something bad to me so that I feel like I'm punishing you. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Ladies and gentlemen, the trailer for The Last Dinosaur, God help us all.
We've been using a manned laser drill. This is a model of one here. Polar Boar. Polar Boar 5, on a routine mission, disappeared off the monitor. There were 5 men on that expedition. There was 1 survivor.
The heat outside was terrific, but in the distance we could see ice cliffs. Then I noticed something moving above the trees in the haze, an enormous animal. I shouted and I waved, but they didn't see it until it was too late, and then they were gone.
They were eaten.
By what, Mr. Thrust?
As far as we know, it was Tyrannosaurus rex, the largest carnivore that ever lived. The king of the dinosaurs.
You told me. You swore to all of us that we were not going to harm the dinosaur. We were only supposed to take film and study it.
This animal, this 8-ton animal, is a carnivore. It eats meat. Us. First, we get the dinosaur. Then we talk about leaving.
Yeah, all right, that's enough of that. So,
Oh my god.
I thought that at one point that movie was scary. Because
What?
yeah, what? Movies. I didn't know.
All right, I found one. This movie used to scare me, but now that I look back at it, it is absolutely horrible from the 80s. It's called House. You ever hear that?
I remember that movie.
Yes. Now that I look back on it, I'm like, those things were pretty badly done. Pretty bad. Like there was like some creature lady or something in there. Pretty bad.
The was from 85.
Okay.
But you have to admit, sequel was one of the best sequel names ever. House 2, Second Story.
That one was even worse.
I'm sure the movie was shit.
Yeah,
the movie was shit, I'm sure. But House 2, the Second Story. The cleverest thing about that movie was the title, and that was it. So Jimmy said we got to watch House trailer. Thank God this is only a minute.
Thank God.
This is a house where
It is
no
a house.
one should live.
Uh-oh.
Roger Cobb has come here alone. But no one is ever alone in the house.
Leave while you can.
No!
Sandy.
Horror has found a new home. House. Enter at your own risk.
That movie scared the poo-poo out of me.
Poo-poo. All I know is that movie had it had William Catt, who was the greatest American hero, and it had Richard Mall from that big tall bald dude from Night Court. Kris Legion in the house. Sup, Warner Jimmy. Hi, Kris. Kris was live earlier too. So good to see you, brother.
Okay.
Greatest American Hero. You don't know what that show is, do you? Oh, youth. So wonderful. Actually, the premise of the show, it wasn't a bad show. It was actually a pretty good show. So the premise of it was this guy he finds this suit, right? And it's an alien suit, and it has or he's given this suit by aliens, and it has an instruction book with it how to use the suit. So when he puts the suit on, he's supposed to be able to fly, you know, shoot lasers out of his eyes, do all this stuff. So he gets it, and he's like with this. There's this guy Robert Culp. He's like a CIA agent, and he ends up like working with the greatest American hero. But the thing is, he loses the instruction book, so he doesn't know how to use the suit, and so he's like guessing at how to use the suit. So that's part of the charm. So he's figuring out how to use the suit. So, fun fact, and a lot of the oldsters know this. So the character, William Katt's character, the greatest American hero, his original character name was John Hinckley, right? This show was around the time when Reagan got shot. So they had to change it to John Hinkle instead of Hinckley because he didn't want to be known as, you know, the Reagan popper. So, you know, because you know, they were a little bit weird about, you know, having characters named after potential, you know, presidential assassins, that sort of thing. Yeah. So anyway, so Greatest American Hero was it was a really fun movie. And it spawned the theme song spawned. I think it went to #1 on the pop charts. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. Credits? Wait. Me.
I was waiting.
Crickets.
Oh, you're aging yourself, Warren. I have no idea what that song is.
You know, if you heard it, you probably would. I don't do it justice. It says Jimmy needs a gong. Now that was a good show too, the Gong Show. The Gong Show was there was so many drugs being done on that show. It was amazing. Because it was like you had your celebrity judges, right? And it was usually just the same celebrity that would make the game show circuits in the 70s. And these people would come out and just do these outlandish acts. It was almost like it's like if America's Got Talent, but it was just like some crazy ass talents, but not even talent. It was just like somebody would like come out and they would dance, and they would just dance horribly, and it got to the point if the act was so bad that one of the celebrity judges had a thing and would ring a gong, and that's like, you're out. When you hear the gong, you're done. You're toast. Peace.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And it was great. It was just so wacky and so wild. It just had just normal people on there with just like nothing extraordinary about them, just doing regular ass shit out there. There was a comedian called The Unknown Comic. He would come out. He was like a regular. I don't think he was a contestant. He would come out. He had a paper bag over his head. He would tell jokes. It was funny. And you had Gene the dancing machine, and it was just this guy. There was this older black dude with a hat, and he'd come out, and the guy Chuck Barris, who they thought was a CIA agent, but he wasn't a CIA agent. And he every time Gene the dancing machine would come out, he'd say, Gene, the dancing machine, and they play, and it was just like all these wild camera cuts all over the studio. It was wild. Everybody was on drugs. They were either drunk or they were on some sort of like, they were on Quaaludes, they were on some shit. And yeah, and they get them on stage, and then the big hook would come out sometimes too and pull them off too. Yes, it did. The Gong Show sucked on purpose. It was one of those shows where it was so bad it was good. You know, that kind of thing. Was the thing, the 70s were wild, man. I guess I could see you, as a 70s chick. You probably would have got some
hair
trouble.
for it. I got the hair for it. I got the what is it? The Charles Manson girlfriend hairdo.
Right. You could have been one. Yeah, you California. You could have been one of Charlie's Angels.
Hey,
Could
you
have.
never know. I've been to the cave. It's kind of cool. I mean, it sucks. It's all tagged up, but it's cool.
You've been to the cave?
Yeah, it's right off the freeway, like out by like the 405 or something out there, out by Simi Valley.
Wait, what is the cave? Are you talking about the ranch?
Yeah, right where the ranch is. They took a picture like where these two, like where this rock formation was, and it like looked like it was like a little cave, but it's just like a rock covering thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like on a trail out there. You just take this hiking trail towards it, and then you can just walk there and take a picture and then keep walking. It's kind of cool.
It says, do you have flared pants? Do you have bell bottoms?
I do. I am a 2000s kid, so of course, absolutely.
I had bell bottoms in junior high, and
90s, 2000s, we all wore them.
But this was at a time, these were hand-me-downs, and they weren't cool at the time. See, the kids were the guys were pegging their pants, you know. So what they do is like at the bottom of their pants, kind of fold it over, like to make sure it was tight, right? Tight at the base, and then you'd fold it up, you'd roll it up where you had it like nice and tight right around your ankles. They called that pegging your pants.
Okay.
I did that to a certain extent. I have to admit, I did try to follow trends at the time, but I never had a Panama Jack shirt, and I never had a Jamaica Joe's shirt. That was one of the things that everybody in the school was wearing those, and I was like, my parents were like, no, we're not buying that bullshit. We're not buying you that shit. You're gonna have to try and fit in somewhere else. So
yeah, it seems like bell bottoms come back every like 20 years or so, because my kids are into bell bottoms right now too. So
I'm just sad that that mom jeans came back, like the thing that goes up. I mean, I understand. I was told that like, oh well, it kind of it makes your waist brings your waist in. So, well, doesn't it kind of, if you have a little bit extra, doesn't it give you a muffin top, right? You know, like not everybody
what do
can
you mean
wear
by
them.
mom
Right?
jeans? What are
So
mom
like,
jeans?
so like the low cut jeans, right? To where you can, it's almost you almost get the pubic hair. You remember those jeans, that like the 2000s.
Yeah, the
So
Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera pants. Yeah.
right, yeah, like the genie pants. So, but like the genie cut. But now they have the ones that go up to your belly button. Like that, they back in the 80s, moms wore those pants. It was like way up, and those were, we called them give up pants. Like you've given up on trying to find somebody, so or because
they're all in fashion now. Yeah,
they're
it's such
a little
style.
more. They're a little more stylistic now. But back then,
I love them. The higher, the better for me. Like, put them up to right underneath my titties. Like, that shit's badass. But then the ones that I can't stand, like these kids, like, because you know when you wear sweatpants, like even as females, like we like to wear our sweatpants right around the hip bone line, but these kids are wearing their sweatpants up to their belly buttons now, and that's the style. So they'll wear like a little sports bra, and then their sweatpants will be like up above their They're belly buttons, and that's the style. Or they'll get like the like painter jeans that are like loose and baggy, but they're straight cut, and they'll wear those too. They're like up with like 4 buttons, the old Levi loose cut jeans. It's wild what some of these kids are wearing, which is cool nowadays. Like I could never wear my sweatpants above my belly button. There's no way.
I love wearing sweatpants. I'd wear them to my man nips if I could.
Yeah. See, like that right there, like those 2 girls on the left, the 2 on the
Up
left right
here?
there. Like yeah, like my daughter literally left tonight looking like that. For real.
Well, that's the new thing, right? That's the kind of in the last few years, that's kind of the newest thing that's come out, right?
Yep. The
So
MC Hammer pants with sports bras.
so now let's see. Let's do this. And see if we can find some from the 80s.
You gotta make sure they have pleats on them. Don't forget the pleats.
Oh, these have pleats. These have pleats
There
right
you
here.
go.
This is your mom. So it kind of made it look like women had the front butt. You ever heard of the front butt? So these have pleats. The thing with the pleats though, it kind of leaves like an air pocket up here, and it looks like there's a front butt. Like oh, this is from Saturday Night Live, the mom jeans. Because there were mom jeans, and there was moms the with the elastic bands around around the waistband there. Yeah, that was those were give up jeans. Now see, now this is different. See, these are real tight, and these are like, you know, up there. And these are like, you know, these are okay because they're kind of like hip huggers. But you know, this shit, my God, this is just like, you know, if you wanted to turn a man off in the 80s, put on a pair of these. And and if if a guy was just looking down, you'd think the lady was walking backwards. But then you look up and you see her face, you go, oh, that's just front butt. Okay, never mind. So Kris never heard front butt. Yeah, man, front butt, man. You get that pooch up front. Looks like a butt. Oh yeah, man. What happened? So yeah, so they yeah, those are mom jeans. Kids love them.
Yeah, they're wearing them. They're absolutely wearing them. And my kid's friend today was wearing them and said that she stole those pants from her dad. I was like, oh, you stole your dad's jeans. That's interesting.
Yeah, I have to wear I get the thing. Then skinny jeans started coming around when I was in college, and I couldn't do. I knew people that did skinny jeans, and we thought they were weirdos. It's usually like shorter guys who and they usually had like curly hair. I don't know why. There was always the guys that wore skinny jeans, and I was like, how you wear skinny jeans? That's like, you got no room, you know? It's like, I don't know. I think I tried on a pair one time, and I thought I was going to suffocate, like really tight. And, you know, I lost my ass in a poker game. So, you know, or I OD'd on no acetol, as I like to tell people. And, but, you know, not to brag or anything, but I kind of make up for it in the front. So I need the room, right? You know, I need a tent for the preacher. You know what I mean? You can't be doing this outside. You need a tent, preacher. So, and it has to, I need, you know, need some room in there to move things around, you know, especially if you get the itchies, you know, because as they said in that 80s movie, just one of the guys, where this girl, she had to pretend like she was dressing like a dude, but she was trying to be buddies with this guy she really liked, right? But I can't remember the premise, but she had to dress like a dude. And so she's getting tips from her little brother, and her little brother says, he said, well, scratch your balls. What? You got to scratch your balls. Well, what if my balls don't itch? And he said, all balls itch. It's a law, or it's a rule, or something like that. She goes, okay. She starts scratching. So you need the room. So like, stuff shifts around. You got to, get stuck in second gear. You got to shift it back up into first. And, then you got to scratch shit. But you can't do that. You can't do that in tight jeans like that because it's like, anyway. It's a whole anatomical nightmare.
I get it.
Randy says I used to steal my uncle's Levi's at 15.
That's right. Okay.
Wesley says, Pappy told me to protect my tools, so I built a shed over 'em. A shoehorn works. So anybody in the chat, any of you men in the chat ever wore skinny jeans and are willing to admit it, just let me know, because I want to shun you for being a bad person and doing that. Yeah. So what's the wildest shit you ever wore? I mean, as far as like, not for work, I mean just just out and about, you regular ass, you in the world. What's the one of the wildest things you ever wore?
Work clothes.
Work clothes.
No, I remember when I was a kid, like my mom gave me for Christmas, me and my sister, matching like Little House on the Prairie outfits, like the dress with the apron that goes over it. Mine was red flowers all over the place, and my sister's was green flowers. And we used to wear them everywhere. We thought that they were the most beautiful dresses in the world, and I absolutely hate them now. Like I look back at it and I cannot believe I even wore something like that. And now apparently that shit's back in style, because I've been seeing them online at the, like, people taking pictures at like Macy's or something, and there's like those dresses are back in style. It's wild.
Your mom did not want you girls to have sex with anybody. That's why you wore those dresses. That's what I'm telling you. Those are Little House on the Prairie dresses.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it was. They were Little House on the Prairie dresses.
Right?
That's what they were. We loved them.
For the most part of my life, I've only worn t-shirts and blue jeans.
The Jinko pants. The Jinko pants were fun. Those were a
Jinko
blast.
pants?
Yeah.
Are those like chinos?
No, Jinkos is like bell bottoms if like everything from the waist all the way down to the bottom was a bell bottom. They're just huge pants. Absolutely enormous.
Kind of like hammer pants, almost, kind of like very billowy.
They don't get tighter at the end. They're just like straight up, just like wide all the way down.
Okay. All right.
Like 90s grunge skater punks wore them a lot.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. They were like big pants. Big pants.
I did the ties during like the Avril Lavigne days. I absolutely loved wearing ties. That was wild time. I couldn't afford like the really cool ones that had the really neat stuff on them, so I would go to like churches and buy like 100 of them for like $1, or something at like a church yard sale, and then I would just match them to the cool clothes that I would wear.
Denver said an Indiana Jones outfit with a whip.
Right? What?
An
We're
Indiana.
not talking about Halloween costumes.
I think that's what Denver wore. I mean, I don't know Denver very well, but let your freak flag fly.
My friend wanted to feel like a pimp once, so I walked with her into a grocery store in my stripper clothes. That was fun.
Sometimes when I wanted to be fancy, I would wear pleated chinos and little dress pants. Yeah, I like that. And I would wear a button up long sleeve shirt, with the button collars, sit down, very preppy look. I did preppy pretty well. I can't do preppy now. I look like a cop if I'm in a suit. I really do. I either look like a cop or a mortician. One of the two. If I'm in a suit. I don't really like suits. I don't like wearing suits. The suits usually means funerals, or like when I worked security. I worked corporate security. We had to wear a suit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Nice oversized t-shirt, nice loose pants, everything loose. Got some movement. You got, you got it. If you got to take off or something, you're not like, ow, 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 ow.
I like suits and stuff, but I like to feel like a girl boss, so suits are fun for me.
I bet you, if you had been an adult in the 80s, you would have had, what do they call them? Shoulder pads?
Oh gosh, probably.
The women's power suits.
Yeah, some of my suits do still have the shoulder pads on them, so I do like me some shoulder pads. But I'm tiny, so I have to. Like, I'm a little thing, so make me feel like a little bit more like, like I'm good. I don't know.
These
Shoulder
are
pads are awesome.
These are some square ass shoulders too. Those are like some Romulan shit. You know what I mean? Like look at this shit. Like look at these. That's some talking heads right there. You may
Okay,
ask
that middle
yourself.
one's a little out there. She's got some big ass shoulder pads.
It looked like she's got a hanger in those things, right?
Right.
See, you got some right here too. You got them all nice and squared off. Talking head shit, man. You may ask yourself, why are these shoulders square? You may ask yourself.
Yeah. Not too crazy shoulder pads. I like simple little ones. Those ones are out of hand.
These bitches be like football players. Look at fucking Dynasty over here. We're in the bottom right hand corner, man. That's some shoulder pads like football players wore.
Right.
Yep. Miguel says shoulder pads are classy AF. They are classy, right?
I agree.
Yeah, you don't want to be a no 80s businesswoman rolling up in there with some slack ass shoulders. You got to look like you about to, like you a linebacker. You about to bust somebody down. You know what I mean? You about to knock them off their feet. Randy says I wore a little black skirts with black knee highs and a crop top. Interesting.
I used to wear, my favorite outfit in high school was my blue skirt and my blue shirt, and it had just like this slit from like here to right here. Didn't show any boob or anything, just had this random slit in the front. And I thought I was just the cutest, sexiest little thing in the world with that. Little virgin me running around thinking I was the hottest kid in school. It was horrible.
Do you have the little black dress? Do you have that?
What now? I have lots of little black dresses, yeah.
But I mean the little black dress. That was the thing. It was like one dress. It was just like very short dress. I think it had spaghetti straps. Spaghetti straps and and the black high heels.
Yes, my mom let me wear for like my high school, like one of the dances, like one of those little black dresses, but it went like right above my knee. Now, the most embarrassing part of the dress is like, okay, so it had like the straps to go right here above you, but then like on the sides, it looked like a bow, like the bow was coming out of my sides. There was like this like extra stuff on there, and then the dress was short. And then what I absolutely hate too, the high heels were like the long pointed ones, so you look like a witch when you're walking around. Oh, it was so embarrassing. So embarrassing.
Maybe it was the little black dress for witches.
Like the dress, like, have you ever seen it where it's like, I don't know, you know how like bows go around? It just looked like there was like a bow around me. It was really strange. It had to have been an 80s type dress. Had to.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I've never like seen a dress like that ever again. It's just so weird. Just like open but around.
Was it wait a minute, let me see. Wasn't anything like these things, right? Not like that pink only in the back.
No, because it went like around my arms. So It was really weird.
Like
Oh
this
no.
blue one here, maybe? No.
No. No.
Wow.
None of those. I
This
know.
one,
It's so odd. You
this looks like
probably
Bo
would never
Boobs. That's Bo Boobs right there. The lady in pink.
Bo boobs.
You got Bo
Right.
Boobs. You got the lady in white's got Bo back, and she got Bo Boobs.
That's
She
right.
went to
That's right.
she went to Boback Mountain.
That's right.
That I wish I knew how to quit you. I wish I knew how to quit this fucking dress I don't like.
God. We used to wear the craziest things.
I used to, yeah. I always thought I was Slick Rick, because I was not a the handsome Adonis you see before you now. I was this little nerdy skinny kid, and so I would like try to, I did the Miami Vice shit with the white A shirt, formerly known as the wife beater, but nobody calls it that anymore. But so I had a white A shirt, and I had like a pastel jacket that I had the sleeves rolled up to about right here, and wore the loafers without any socks. I tried that look, and I had the butt cut, so it was parted right down the middle, and then I had it feathered on the sides. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! I was not allowed to go to the gas stations because they were afraid I was gonna blow it up from the heat. Ooh, that hurts
Very
me
nice.
even still. Yeah, and then I got to a point where I just got lazy, and I just did t-shirt and jeans and sneakers. That was it. And maybe a polo shirt every once in a while if it was comfortable, but other than that, I just did not give a shit about fashion at all. So,
Yeah.
anyway, we're at the 2-hour mark. How you feeling? You
I'm good. I
okay?
gotta pee. Yeah.
You want to
Always
go
have to pee
pee?
at the end of your shows, I swear.
Do you want to pee and come back, and then we'll close it out?
Nope, I'm good. I can hold it. I'm a
Sure.
90s kid.
Wait, what? What does a 90s kid have to do a hold and pee?
I have no
Do you-
idea. I was trying to segue and it didn't work, but
Apparently, 90s kids had abnormally large bladders, so they could
forced to hold it.
you could hold more.
Yeah, exactly.
Except loafers were awesome. You could skate down school halls. You could. Dun 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 dun. Just do that little slide and sideways. Just take your old records off the shelf. Yeah. So anyway, I guess that's all I got. Man, we ran through a gamut of stuff. We started off with
I know.
the Georgia Guidestones and ended up with large bladders. I don't know how that works, but I don't really run anything around here. It just kind of goes where it goes. Let's do a final check-in on the chickens. See how they're doing.
Yeah.
They look very comfy. There. Oh, they got everybody's up top now. There's only 6. I thought there was more. There was more chickens. Anyway, these 2 on the end are all lovey-dovey, all sweet. Then you got the white ones in the middle because they're racist. And then you got these ones on the end. So
Yep.
Good night, chickies. I'm glad you're okay. I was seriously concerned when we didn't see him last week. I was like, yeah, it's a bit, but still, it's like I genuinely care for those chickens. I know you do too.
Yeah, I'm happy they're all right and they're doing good.
It'd be
Looks
so
like they're
funny if
sleeping.
it would be so funny if they are the ones next to you.
I know.
That would be so much fun. If you were like walk down the road one day and you look and you see those chickens, you're like, what the fuck kind of David Lynch shit is this?
I'm gonna ask my neighbor once I see her. I'm gonna ask her.
Are your chickens on the internet?
Yeah.
Kris, we have no idea what happened to the missing chickens. I think we hypothesized that they may have been on July 4th vacation with the owners. That's the only thing we could think of. So, yeah. So anyway, so tomorrow night we'll have another secret show around 12:15. I don't know if I'm going to do it alone or not. Well, it's going to be a game time decision. Give me what you got coming up.
Nothing. Just the news on Tuesday and then Wednesday with you. That's it. That's all I got.
I tell you, it was fun. I was talking to Delilah Barrios this past Thursday for Extra Bulla Live, and you're actually doing artwork for her. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
yes, that is keeping me on my toes for sure.
Yeah. So you know, like I said, Jimmy is very multifaceted. She's you know, she not only does she wear mom jeans, she has artistic skills. You don't have mom jeans, do you? You don't have any, do you?
No.
have you ever worn them though? Have you ever worn the mom jeans?
No. I don't like the whole front butt thing. I'm good.
You don't want a front butt? Okay.
No.
You say that now, but you know, none of us can predict the future. I don't think. So we'll see how that goes. So once again, she's at Jimmy Saves World on Twitter, right? And you're on other stuff too, right? Oh, she has a YouTube channel too, Image Productions on YouTube. We've been adding the secret shows to her, all her appearances on shows until she gets her actual very own This Shit's Mine show, which is coming soon. So so be on the lookout for that. And if you go to it's I believe it's is it IMIJ Productions?
Yeah.
That's just look for her on YouTube. Give her a sub, and there's already stuff on there, that stuff that she's been on already, and more to come too. So should be we're gonna be filling that fucker up quicker than shit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Why are you smelling your hands, Mary Catherine Gallagher?
I get so nervous.
Why are you scared? You got skills. You scared about host? Nobody hates you. I think we look. We had this pity party last week for you, okay? And everybody said we love Jimmy. We love Jimmy.
I know, but that imposter syndrome, man.
That guy Warren's a piece of shit, but we love Jimmy. That asshole Warren.
That's right.
We tolerate these bullshit midnight shows just for Jimmy. So yeah, so you know, you just got to all you got to do is just, you know, you'll do your own show. It'll be fine. And the kids will like it. You just got to figure out what you're going to do, and then you'll do it. So
I know I got to take a break and get all my drawing stuff done first, and then so
yeah, so like I said, you got a lot of irons in the fire. You can find her stuff. She's got we both got merch on our spring store. You can find all the links for that in my link tree right down below. Wait a minute, which way is it? We're going that way. I don't know how this fucker works. I'm never good at science. Anyway, link tree, Extra Bulla. Check out the merch there. If you can afford to buy something, that's great. If not, you know, just like, share, that kind of thing. We appreciate it. So like I said, tomorrow night, 12:15, we'll start the music at midnight, get the show started about 12:15. And then next week, you and I on Kerberos on Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing the news. Randy says Jimmy should join us Sunday. What do you know what that's about? What's Sunday?
I don't know. What are we doing on Sunday? I have no idea.
Randy, are you inviting her to church? I don't think she's down.
I'm only here for the Lord and Savior Satan. That's it.
I worship mom jeans and front butts. So I'll do whatever them bitches tell me. That front butt be talking, son. You heard?
Sunday show on the executive order about abortion. Wait, there was an executive order about it?
Oh yeah, Biden did some executive order on it. I don't know how much teeth it has, but that should be an interesting discussion. They're gonna have a group discussion on Kerberos. So,
Okay.
wear your mom jeans. Go get some mom jeans and wear them. You'll nobody's gonna see them because it's like from the chest up. So
don't worry, I'll wear my
anyway.
shoulder pads with in my coat with the shoulder pads.
Yeah, wear your power shoulder pads. That's a fan favorite right there.
That's right.
That's
right.
All right, I'm rambling. I mean, we'll get the fuck out of here. So yeah, join us again tomorrow night, 12:15. Otherwise, see you around. Have a good weekend. Wash your ass. Deuces. Front butts. Woohoo! I forgot to shout everybody out, but I'll do it tomorrow night. Don't forget to wear front butts. Yeah. Front butts.
Shut up, bitch!